I found a fake girlfriend to deal with my mom's marriage pressure, but I didn't expect to slip up and accidentally pulled the cold 11io into the family group. My family all cheered for me, but I was sweating nervously at that moment. I quickly clicked on 11io Shinyushi's profile. 11io, I'm really so my family. They've been pushing me to get married nonstop. Today I was planning to pull my buddy in to keep my family calm, but I slipped and pulled you in instead. Sorry for bothering you so late. I'll be more careful next time. After my sincere explanation, I was still worried Shinyushi wouldn't believe me, so I took screenshots of my chat with my friend and the evidence of my mom's marriage pressure and sent them all over. Finally, I added one more line. 11io, I'm truly, deeply sorry. Plus a meme of someone kowtowing frantically. I really didn't expect to pull the she-devil into the family group. The only solution was to explain properly. Shinyushi, believe it or not, it all depends on Shinyushi now. Meanwhile, on the other side, Shinyushi sat alone in her 1,260 square meter office, watching my messages and the group greetings with interest. Slowly, she typed a line in the chat box. I was still holding my phone, not having left the chat with Shinyushi, when I heard my mom scream, "This kid." I thought, it's over. Shinyushi didn't reply to my message. Instead, she spoke in the family group. She must have explained everything in the group. If my mom found out that I got a fake girlfriend to fool her, that would be a disaster. With extreme anxiety, I sneaked a glance at my mom. Just as I was about to confess, I saw my mom holding her phone, her smile even brighter. I was a bit confused, so I quickly opened the Loving Family WeChat group and saw it. My jaw dropped to my hand. Uncle and aunt, thank you for your warm. Let me introduce myself. My name is Shinyushi. You can call me Xiao11. When work isn't busy, we'll go get the marriage certificate. I was completely stunned. I couldn't figure out what game Shinyushi was playing, but I vaguely felt she wasn't angry. Instead, she was helping me put on an act, and she seemed to be enjoying it. Get the certificate? That's totally insane. It didn't seem like something a cold she-devil would do. Just as I was wondering, my phone beeped twice. I finally got a message from Shinyushi, but it was just 3 words. Got it. I was completely baffled. Coming back to my senses, I saw the family group messages flooding in. I felt terrible. What did Shinyushi mean by this? And they were chatting so lively. I sent another message to Shinyushi. 11io, since you know everything, please just leave the group. After all, Shinyushi was my bot. If my mom actually kicked her out, I was a bit too scared to do that. Besides, she hadn't done anything wrong. I was the one who pulled her in. Half a minute later, I finally got a reply from Shinyushi. 5 big words that left me dumbfounded. Why should I leave? I replied decisively, 11io, because this is my family group, not an employee work group. My meaning was clear. This is a private space. 11io has no right to be here. But the next second, I was completely dumbfounded. Shinyushi replied to me, this is my space now too. At the same time, messages in the family group kept coming. Now they were even talking about renting us a place to make us lie together. They'd even discussed who would cook, wash dishes, and mop the floor. No surprise, it would be me. And Shinyushi was going along with everything. Her replies sounded very natural as if she really were my girlfriend. The rain outside grew louder. Hearing it, my beaming mom looked outside. It's raining hard. Xiao11 is probably still working overtime, right? She said, slapping me. Don't just sit there like a fool. Go pick up Xiao11 from work. Does she need a ride? Besides, it's raining so hard. Shouldn't I stay home and have a nice hot soup? I was about to say Shinyushi was already home. Just then, my phone buzzed twice. I opened it. It was from Shinyushi. Come to my office. Her tone was cold and emotionless. I was speechless. Looked like I couldn't avoid this trip, but it was a good chance to talk to Shinyushi. Ask her what she really meant. She wouldn't leave the group, and she even introduced herself fully. Though she hid a lot. Only showed the tip of the iceberg, but it was enough to satisfy my family. Wasn't she just setting me up? Thinking this, I stood up decisively. Under my family's concerned gazes, I spoke righteously. Mom, you're right. I'll go take Xiao11 home now. Saying that, I puffed out my chest and walked toward the door with determination. Are you brainless? Not taking an umbrella? My mom muttered as she stood up. Then, as if remembering something, she quickly added, take some hot soup for Xiao11. Then my grandma smiled and added, there's still bone soup in the pot. It's been simmering for hours. It's delicious. My aunt chimed in. That's right. I'll go get it. My aunt was closest to the kitchen, she said, and walked into the kitchen. In less than 2 minutes, she brought out the soup and handed me a large umbrella. Lin Yuan, she added worriedly. Don't ride your e-bike. It's dangerous in the rain. It's fine if you fall, but picking up a girl, and she's important. Don't mess up her work. I was totally speechless. It seemed this wasn't going to be simple. Now everyone liked Shinyushi so much. If I told them the truth, I'd probably be kicked out of the house. Without thinking too much, I quickly went downstairs, hailed Attack 11, and rushed toward the company. When I got to the company, the rain was pouring even harder. Just like my mood at that moment. 5 minutes later, I arrived at the door of Shinyushi's office. I knocked. A cold voice came from inside. It was definitely Shinyushi. Her voice was very distinctive. I pushed the door and walked in. Seeing me enter, a smile appeared on Shinyushi's face. It was a look I'd never seen before. A faint, casual smile. Breathtakingly beautiful. Like a ray of sunshine clearing the haze on a winter day. I had to admit, 11io was really beautiful. I politely called out, 11io, but Shinyushi replied without looking up. Wait, I'll talk to you after I finish chatting with them. Her tone was official and cold. Nothing like the kind and polite big sister in the group. The most infuriating part was, after she said that, she actually chatted in my family group. In comparison, I felt like an unwanted orphan. I felt I had to stop her behavior. 11 Ocean, you seem very interested in my family group. Shinyushi raised her eyebrows. Her beautiful almond eyes sparkled, seeing me all wet and holding a lunchbox. She couldn't help but ask curiously, what's that? I placed the lunchbox on Shinyushi's desk, looked at her seriously. This is bone soup my mom asked me to bring you. She used a thermal container so it wouldn't get cold. She said it'll warm you up, and she told me to take you home. Shinyushi was stunned for a moment. Then a wave of emotion washed over her. Shinyushi came from a wealthy family. She had a maid for meals and everything. She'd never had soup made by a mother before. Everyone knew she was born with a silver spoon, talented and favored by God. But only Shinyushi knew how strict her parents were. To succeed, she grew up abroad, while her parents ran their business in China. This lack of care made her tougher over time. And my family's warm atmosphere was like a feather, tickling her heart. This feeling was both comfortable and strange, making Shinyushi want to stay a little longer. But I interrupted her seriously. This is all my mom's care for her future daughter-in-law. Since the misunderstanding is cleared up, I'll say it again. I hope you can leave my family group. Otherwise, lie this. My mom will really think you're her daughter-in-law. Thinking about my mom getting hurt, I still felt a bit reluctant. So I decided, even if I lost my job today, I had to make Shinyushi leave the group. But just then, both my and Shinyushi's phones started buzzing non-stop. It was my mom's message. Show 11, drink the soup. If the taste isn't right, tell me. Next time, it's too dangerous for a girl to come home so late. Let Lin Yuan accompany you after work from now on. Let him be your driver and take you home. Shinyushi replied, Uncle and Aunt, thank you for your concern. She finished sending. Then she put her phone on the desk, looked at me seriously. In that moment, our eyes met. I was a bit flustered. Honestly, it was the first time I'd observed her so closely. Shinyushi's big, expressive eyes, with long, thick eyelashes. Her lips were beautifully shaped, paired with red lipstick. Lia rose with morning dew. Who wouldn't be moved by such a beauty? But I knew my place. I understood the importance of matching backgrounds. She was the lofty, cold 11 and I was just a low-level worker. After a moment of thought, Shinyushi spoke frankly. Honestly, I really lie your family. When she said that, I didn't know how to respond, so I chose to stay silent. But Shinyushi's next words confused me. Is there something about me you're not satisfied with? Seeing I still wasn't speaking, Shinyushi decisively took a key from her drawer. No need to rent a place. This is a villa in Thompson Riviera. Wow, this place is worth at least tens of millions. And she's just giving it to me? But what does she mean by this? I joked with a smile. 11 Ocean, are you looking for a security guard? But Shinyushi got straight to the point, stating her needs. How about we make a deal? I'll keep playing the role of your future good daughter-in-law in your family group, and you'll help me deal with my family too. I just looked at your profile. You're 23 years old. I'm 23 years old. I'm actually 28 years old. I'm under more pressure about marriage than you. What do you think? Now I understood. So this wasn't a spur-of-the-moment thing. She'd been planning this for a while. To be fair, this older sister was really beautiful. Most importantly, my mom really liked her. If I suddenly went back and confessed, my mom probably couldn't handle it. Maybe I should just go along with it. After all, I wouldn't lose anything. Seeing I wasn't speaking, Shinyushi took another key from her pocket. This is a villa by Swan Lake. If you think it's too small, you can swap for a bigger one. I immediately scolded myself. If I still refused, would she give me a castle? Forget it. 11 Ocean, take the key back. I can afford to rent a place. But what you said earlier, we can give it a try. Hearing this, a flicker of surprise crossed Shinyushi's beautiful eyes. She stood up and extended her right hand. A meaningful smile appeared on her red lips. Pleasure doing business. So I boarded the 11 pirate ship. I had to admit, this pirate ship felt pretty comfortable. 11 Ocean, when do I get to infiltrate the enemy's camp? First, go experience your family group. The care from the elders. When it came to her own family, Shinyushi's expression shifted slightly. She sat back down, crossing her legs. I don't need to join your family group. Just deal with my parents. So I only had to deal with 2 people? That should be easy. I breathed a sigh of relief. Then I heard Shinyushi's cold voice. My parents aren't easy to handle. Be prepared. I'll tell you more tomorrow. Just then, the sound of high heels echoed from the hallway. It was Shinyushi's secretary, S.I. Ching. After 3 knocks, 11 Ocean, may I come in? Receiving permission, S.I. Ching walked in. Sorry, 11 Ocean, I was in the shower. I didn't hear the rain. Sorry to keep you waiting. But before she could finish, she was startled by the figure in front of her. She quickly turned to look. How did you get in here so late? Why is there a man in 11 Ocean's office? Security? Who let him in? Shinyushi said. This is Lin Yuan from the DSI department. I asked him to come. Hearing Shinyushi say this, S.I. Ching relaxed. She looked at Lin Yuan. So this is Lin Yuan, the one from the old neighborhood renovation project a couple of days ago. 11 Ocean was really angry about that. And the final DSI was his. It's a genius DSI. Something many designers couldn't come up with. For that DSI, 11 Ocean even praised him in a meeting. You know, getting a compliment from 11 Ocean is harder than climbing to heaven. 11 Ocean even mentioned in the office several times to keep an eye on him and nurture him. So S.I. Ching remembered him very clearly. She just never had a chance to meet him in person. Now seeing him, he wasn't just talented in DSI. He was also good looking. About 1.8 meters tall, looking clean cut. Even his clothes showed good taste. But so late, why would 11 Ocean call him to the office? Seeing Shinyushi's assistant had arrived, Lin Yuan didn't plan to stay long. He walked to Shinyushi's desk. I'll leave now, he said, about to raise his hand. The next second, his eyes met Shinyushi's beautiful ones. Who said I'm not drinking it? This left S.I. Ching completely baffled. What was their relationship? Actually, Shinyushi hadn't eaten dinner yet, but she didn't want to eat in front of Lin Yuan. She lowered her head again, looking at the documents in her hand. Leave the soup. You can go. Are you kidding me? The lunchbox is here, so I'm here, having lived in the Lin family for years. I had some counter-surveillance skills, especially since it was my mom's first time sending soup to Shinyushi. If I didn't take the lunchbox back, wouldn't that mean you didn't eat it? Or that I didn't see you eat it? Don't you think my mom would overthink it? Shinyushi thought for a moment. The lunchbox wasn't just soup. It was an elder's kindness. If she didn't drink a single drop, that wouldn't be appropriate, especially since she was pretending to be Lin Yuan's girlfriend. She didn't say anything, just silently brought the lunchbox to herself. Meanwhile, S.I. Qingqing's eyes widened. She even wondered if she was dreaming. S.I. Qingqing doubted Lin Yuan's identity again. Who was he really? Was he 11i Ocean's long-lost brother? Why else would 11i Ocean eat something he brought? Looking at the big bone inside, Shinyushi's beautiful brows furrowed slightly. It wasn't disgust, but the bone was really too big. Usually, the maid cooked, and the bones were cut into small pieces. This palm-sized beef bone, Shinyushi was seeing for the first time. She had no idea how to handle it. Seeing her frowning and not moving, S.I. Qingqing nervously swallowed. If it's too much trouble, forget it. I can tell my mom that you already ate it. Saying that, Lin Yuan stepped forward 2 steps, ready to finish the soup himself. A hint of alertness appeared in Shinyushi's eyes. Her tone was firm. Don't move. She took out the bone, tore the meat off it, then took small bites, slowly eating all the meat. After that, Shinyushi picked up the lunchbox and tasted the soup inside. Rich beef flavor, very fragrant. She put down the lunchbox contentedly, then looked at Lin Yuan. Now you can take it away. Lin Yuan was stunned. Even more stunned was S.I. Qingqing. 11i Ocean tearing apart a beef bone with her hands? Her intuition told her. This Lin Yuan had a special relationship with 11i Ocean. Thank your aunt for me. This is the first time I've had such delicious beef soup. Lin Yuan was taken aback. He didn't expect the cold 11i to say thank you. But joking aside, Lin Yuan clearly liked this older sister more now. But Lin Yuan didn't say anything. He picked up the thermal container and left the 11iOS office. When he got home, his mom greeted him warmly. Let me ask you, when did you and Xiao 11 get together? From my mom's expression, it was clear. She was very satisfied with this daughter-in-law. Beautiful and sensible, and from such a good family. Girls like that are rare. Yesterday you said you didn't have a girlfriend, and suddenly a beautiful woman appears. With a car, a house, and she's a company leader. Lin Yuan finally spoke. It's been a while actually, but Xiao 11 is 28 years old. A bit older. So I didn't dare to say. Older? So what? What era is this? As long as 2 people truly love each other. I'm telling you, Xiao 11 is a good girl. Treat her well, Lin Yuan. Oh, Ko. How do you know she's a good girl? How could I not know? We just chatted. I asked if she got home. She said she was tidying up the house, so you'd be comfortable when you move in. She opened the family group for Lin Yuan to see for himself. Shinyushi had even sent a picture of the bedroom. The bed was big and looked soft, with 2 big backrests. It would be very comfortable to sleep on. Then came the family's collective praise of Shinyushi's virtuousness. Honestly, Lin Yuan still couldn't figure it out. Why the usually lofty 11i Ocean in his family group acted like a completely different person. The most unbelievable part was her use of emojis. He barely slept that night. Clearly, he was suffering from insomnia. When he woke up the next day, it was already 8 o'clock. He sighed. Time to get up and keep supporting Shinyushi. She was his bot. Only if he worked hard could his leader lie a better life. So saying he supported her wasn't really wrong, was it? Lin Yuan got up and went to the living room. He saw a plastic bag on the dining table containing 4 steaming hot buns. He took one and stuffed it into his mouth, eating the bun while putting on his jacket, then headed toward his e-bike. He arrived at the company at exactly 9 o'clock. He poured himself a glass of warm water, drinking water while taking out his phone. He started his daily trek-in in the family group. He didn't know what to expect, but he was shocked. 11i Ocean was really dedicated. She posted a message at 6 o'clock about going for a run, and added, a new day. Everyone, keep it up. Below that were replies from his aunt, his uncle's wife, and his mom. He had to admit, the older you get, the earlier you wake up. His elders at home all woke up very early, and they were very health conscious. Hearing that Shinyushi went for a run, they were so excited. What? A young person who can stick to running? That's really rare. His mom even declared she hoped Shinyushi would help her exercise more in the future to work off her lazy habits. Seeing Lin Yuan is so speechless. Can running really make you lie forever? Seeing Lin Yuan speak, Mom decisively went back to the buns on the table. Did you bring them? I brought them. These buns don't taste good at all. Were they meant for you? No, they were for Xiao 11. You ate them all by yourself? I knew Mom wouldn't be so thoughtful. She even prepared breakfast for me. I didn't expect it was for Shinyushi. Not that I don't want to chat on the way to work without eating buns. There's nothing else to do, so I ate for myself. Over here, Shinyushi was sitting in her office drinking coffee while browsing online about how to get along with the man's family. Shinyushi is a very serious person at heart. Whatever she decides to do, she has to do it perfectly. Even pretending to be a daughter-in-law is no exception. She was enjoying it immensely when her phone received a private message. 11i Ocean, please check the family group chat. Shinyushi decisively opened the family group chat. She couldn't believe her eyes. Shinyushi understood. It was because Lin Yuan ate the buns Auntie made for her. Auntie was angry, and she found it both funny and frustrating. But at the same time, she felt a little touched. Auntie, don't be angry. I've been trying to lose weight lately. Eating buns makes you gain weight. I told Lin Yuan to eat them. Sure enough, as soon as the future daughter-in-law spoke, the target shifted perfectly from Lin Yuan to Shinyushi. Xiao 11, did that brat tell you to say that? Tell me, Auntie will back you up. I just saw you've lost weight, so I thought I'd make you something to nourish you. Work isn't easy. You can't go without eating well. What do you like to eat? I'll make it for you tomorrow. I'll have Lin Yuan bring it to you. From now on, your meals, Auntie will take care of it. Outside food isn't healthy. Lin Yuan's mom is tough on him, but she's incredibly kind to others. Xin Yushi didn't expect Auntie to offer to make her breakfast. She pursed her lips, feeling inexplicably touched. To be honest, after working for so long, her own mother had never asked how she was eating. The only thing they cared about was when the Shin family's legacy would continue. Touched as she was, Xin Yushi didn't plan on letting Lin Yuan's mom make her breakfast every day. That would be too much trouble. How could she accept that? No need, Auntie. Our company has a cafeteria. The food is really good. Looking at Xin Yushi's reply, Lin Yuan felt like he was watching a boastful sales pitch. Although the company's food was indeed good, Lin Yuan still couldn't help but laugh. But laugh as he might, he still decisively played along. Yeah, Mom. Our bot is really kind-hearted. The cafeteria is genuinely good. Every day, 4 dishes, soup, and even chicken legs. Lin Yuan was chatting on his phone when he heard his colleague Xiao Wang's voice. I just saw the living hell. That bastard had a long face since morning. Someone owed him money. He'll probably come to cause trouble soon. The living hell they were talking about was Dong Nanfeng, the supervisor of the DZI department. Not only is he big-bellied, but he also has a big temper. Hearing that the living hell Dong Nanfeng was in a bad mood, before even seeing him, everyone started sighing. I heard that old neighborhood project didn't give him any kickbacks this time. The materials weren't used as he instructed. Last time, Dong Nanfeng's dirty hands was already an open secret. He always secretly swaps materials on the designed drawings. But this old neighborhood renovation was a star project personally chosen by Xin Yushi. They're relying on it for advertising. If it goes wrong, it won't be easy to explain to 11i Ocean, so they decisively refused to swap materials. Dong Nanfeng couldn't make money. No wonder he's unhappy. A few people were still gossiping when they heard heavy footsteps in the hallway. Lin Yuan, come here a moment. Hearing the living hell call for Lin Yuan, everyone's eyes fell on Lin Yuan. Looks like Lin Yuan is today's unlucky one. Dong Nanfeng's anger will definitely be taken out on him. Lin Yuan didn't expect that he would call for him, the new guy, but he wasn't afraid. He hadn't done anything to offend him. He stood up calmly and followed Dong Nanfeng out. Dong Nanfeng went to his office and gestured for Lin Yuan to close the door. Seeing Lin Yuan close the door, he then gestured for him to sit down without saying anything. Lin Yuan had already concluded this bastard was definitely after the DZI drawings for the old neighborhood. He just couldn't figure out why Dong Nanfeng was so bold. The DZI drawings personally approved by Xin Yushi. He still dared to have ideas, making a splash right after joining the company. His future was undoubtedly bright. After saying that, Dong Nanfeng's tone turned serious. But once you enter society, it's a whole different game. In school, as long as you study well, even if you don't listen to the teacher, you can still get into a good school. Society is different. You need to consider timing, location, and people. Lin Yuan didn't respond. Dong Nanfeng continued, listen to me. I actually think highly of you. As long as you work hard, I won't say anything else. You'll definitely be on the list for this round of permanent hires. Not just a permanent position, but your salary will also increase. Lin Yuan just looked at him with a smile. He just didn't know what working hard meant. Dong Nanfeng leaned forward. It's simple. I'll need you to modify your DZI drawings. Not the drawings, just the materials. Then go explain it to 11i Ocean. That's not hard, is it? Lin Yuan looked at him. This old fox wanted him to change the materials, and then naturally use the materials from Dong Nanfeng's suppliers. Right. Back in Lin Yuan's office, everyone was frantically gossiping about Lin Yuan being taken away by the living hell. Dong Nanfeng had been a supervisor for 5 years and bought a house in Ziyuan with his monthly salary of 18,000. Could he afford a house in 5 years? Everyone was disgusted by Dong Nanfeng's corruption. They had swallowed a fly. But they were at the bottom, angry but afraid to speak up. Although they couldn't say it to his face, they could at least vent behind his back. They were gossiping enthusiastically when they suddenly heard a knock on the door. Then Sai Qingqing walked in, wearing a white suit skirt and carrying a black umbrella. Is Lin Yuan here? Everyone in the company knew who Sai Qingqing was. She usually just passed through their department, but today she was actually looking for someone. What's going on? The supervisor called Lin Yuan in the morning, and now 11i Ocean is also looking for him? Assistant SI. Lin Yuan was called away by Supervisor Dong. Sai Qingqing thanked him and turned to head towards Dong Nanfeng's office. Dong Nanfeng's office was at the very back of the DZI department. As Sai Qingqing reached the door, she could faintly hear their conversation. Supervisor Dong, you're putting me in a tough spot. The materials I've chosen are the most cost-effective. Besides, this neighborhood is old and run down. If those residents could afford high-end materials, they wouldn't be living here. What are you saying? They just can't afford to buy a house. It's not that they can't afford to renovate. From Dong Nanfeng's impatient tone, it was clear he disagreed with Lin Yuan. Lin Yuan chuckled. What you're talking about is a high-end neighborhood. Houses costing 20,000 per square meter. That's not the case here. You probably haven't been to that neighborhood. Most of the residents are retired elderly people, and a small portion are young people working hard. First, the elderly would never spend that much on renovations. For the young people working hard, once they save enough money, they'll definitely move out. Those houses are too small, not suitable for marriage at all. That means for them, cost effectiveness is the best option. To be honest, Dong Nanfeng had often asked designers to change materials, but most designers didn't need to say so much. This Lin Yuan had patiently argued with him for a long time. Even a blockhead would have understood by now. He was doing it on purpose. If Dong Nanfeng wasn't in urgent need of money, he wouldn't have asked Lin Yuan to change the materials. After all, the DZI was approved by Xin Yushi, but his mother-in-law had been in a car accident a few days ago. He had already paid over 100,000 in hospital fees, and this old neighborhood renovation was a big project. The kickbacks from designing 2 buildings could net him over 100,000. So today, he had to make Lin Yuan change the materials. Lin Yuan was just relying on his outside outstanding Dizai, a newcomer who had only been here a month, daring to challenge him. Dong Nanfeng said sarcastically, I didn't expect designer Lin to have such a personality. Si Qingqing had come to deliver an umbrella, but she ended up overhearing this conversation. She wanted to listen more, but eavesdropping wasn't good, so she quickly knocked on the door. Supervisor Dong frowned and looked towards the glass door. Seeing it was the 11 iOS assistant, he quickly stood up with a warm smile. Assistant SI, what brings you here? His expression was like a neglected concubine. Seeing the emperor arrive, Si Qingqing smiled politely and looked at Lin Yuan, who was still sitting in his chair. 11 Ocean asked me to give you this umbrella. Then she added, 11 Ocean wants you to come by when you're done. She has something to discuss with you. Dong Nanfeng was stunned. He adjusted his glasses and looked at Si Qingqing in disbelief, then at Lin Yuan. What's going on? Why would 11 Ocean give him an umbrella and tell him to come to her office when he's fry? 11 Ocean usually demands immediate presence. Come to my office right now. But she told this kid to come when he's done. A 5-year veteran employee had never seen anyone get this treatment. Lin Yuan reached out and took the umbrella, smiling politely. Si Qingqing glanced at Dong Nanfeng again, then turned and walked out. Looking at the umbrella in Lin Yuan's hand, Dong Nanfeng fell into deep thought. He could understand sending documents or bonuses, but sending an umbrella was very meaningful. A bot giving an umbrella to an employee, combined with his request to change materials. Dong Nanfeng was a little scared. He had just finished speaking, and 11 Ocean sent this kid an umbrella. Was it a symbol of protection? If that was really the case, he would be finished. The more Dong Nanfeng thought, the more scared he became. In the middle of winter, he was sweating coldly. Rather than looking at Dong Nanfeng's fat face, Lin Yuan was more curious. What did his big sister want with him? He hoped it wasn't about his mom secretly adding her to the group. If so, he needed to go track immediately. Thinking this, Lin Yuan quickly stood up. Supervisor Dong, I've said what I needed to say. If there's nothing else, I'll be going. Lin Yuan said goodbye to Dong Nanfeng and headed to Xin Yushi's office. Today, Xin Yushi was wearing a coffee-colored suit with a matching coffee-colored silk dress underneath and coffee-colored high heels. Her first impression was one of nobility. Her brown, lustrous long hair was casually pinned up with a gold kip, softening the sharp efficiency of the suit. She exuded elegance with a touch of laziness, composed and sophisticated. When Si Qingqing entered the office, Xin Yushi was sitting in her chair, quietly watching the interactions in Lin Yuan's family group chat. The aloof female 11 secretly lurking in an employee's family group. No one would believe it if she told them. 11 Ocean, when I went to give Lin Yuan the umbrella, I happened to overhear Dong Nanfeng asking him to change materials. Hearing this, Xin Yushi paused. The joy in her eyes vanished instantly. Change materials? Change materials. Xin Yushi slowly leaned back in her chair. Her beautiful eyes darkened. A hint of amusement crept into her tone. Is that so? Clearly, she didn't know about Dong Nanfeng changing materials and taking kickbacks, but from her expression, she didn't seem surprised. A company with over 1,000 people, about 50% are just coasting and collecting a paycheck. Another 30% are just pretending to work hard, and 15% are genuinely working hard. The remaining 5% are Lai Dong Nanfeng. These people use their positions to extort money. Xin Yushi was well aware of this. It's a common problem in every company. More than Dong Nanfeng's behavior, Xin Yushi was more concerned about Lin Yuan, this very talented intern, and her fake boyfriend. What was his choice? What did he say? Xin Yushi put down her phone and showed an interested expression. He told Lin Yuan to change the materials. I think he probably has some long-term material suppliers behind him. People lie that in the company should be fired. They're just company parasites. The black sheep. Xin Yushi interrupted him. I mean Lin Yuan. Si Qingqing was stunned. Her words got stuck in her throat. She obediently closed her mouth, leaving only her big eyes staring at Xin Yushi in disbelief. At a time like this, shouldn't 11 Ocean be gathering evidence against Dong Nanfeng? Instead of asking what Lin Yuan said, wasn't the focus wrong? Despite her inner complaints, she didn't dare say more. Si Qingqing blinked. Lin Yuan hasn't said anything yet. I was discovered. Then I went into the office, afraid Xin Yushi would blame her for not listening fully. She guiltily added, but it seemed Lin Yuan was unwilling. Hearing this, Xin Yushi looked satisfied. A hint of a smile appeared in her eyes. This was the third time he had surprised her. The first time was with his Dizai. Even the company's top designers couldn't meet her requirements. Lin Yuan not only met them but exceeded them. The second time, he refused the apartment she offered him. Very few people could do that, but he did. And now, the third time, which was now, a newly graduated intern, daring to defy his superior. Was he really not afraid of being fired? Dong Nanfeng's corruption was within her expectations, but Lin Yuan's behavior was beyond her expectations. It seemed this fake boyfriend wasn't just smart, he also had good character. A sudden knock interrupted Xin Yushi's thoughts. Lin Yuan walked in, holding 2 cups of coffee. He glanced at Xin Yushi, then turned and walked out. 11 Ocean, you wanted to see me? Actually, Xin Yushi had come up with a strategy to deal with her mom's nagging about marriage. That's why she called Lin Yuan today. Xin Yushi's mom was no ordinary mom. After years of struggle, she had tried every trick. She looked at Lin Yuan and leaned forward, her fair, beautiful hands interlocked, resting on the desk. Her beautiful eyes were full of seriousness. Sit down and talk. Seeing her serious expression, Lin Yuan couldn't help but feel a little nervous. My mom is hard to deal with. She might suddenly trek up on us. So I need some of your personal items. I'll give you some money. Go buy some new personal items and bring them to me when you have time. Her tone was still businesslike, as if assigning a task, but a stray strand of hair casually fell, making her look unexpectedly softer. The beautiful morning light was shining on her fair, delicate face. From this angle, Lin Yuan could clearly see in her beautiful pupils his own reflection. There was no denying. When this woman looked at him seriously, Lin Yuan's heart involuntarily tightened. After saying that, Lin Yuan smiled and walked out. Everyone in the office wanted to know if Lin Yuan was still alive. First Dong Nanfeng, then 11 Ocean. Neither of them was easy to deal with. The gossip stopped when they saw Lin Yuan walk in calmly, with coffee in one hand and an umbrella in the other. Brother Lin, what did 11 Ocean want? Why the umbrella? What does the umbrella mean? I can't figure it out, but I feel like the umbrella is significant. This umbrella, I lent it to 11i Ocean yesterday when it rained. She returned it today, he explained. Xiao Wang breathed a sigh of relief. So, did the living hell ask you to change materials? Only a fool would change. I'm not changing. Lin Yuan didn't want to say more. Xiao Wang didn't expect this kid to be so tough. Did the living hell give you a hard time? Lin Yuan shook the coffee in his hand. Look, does this look like I'm being given a hard time? Then he tossed a cup to Xiao Wang. This one's for you. I prefer tea. Looking at the coffee in his hand, Xiao Wang was stunned. Damn, this is the tightwad. He took it from me and gave it to you? Life is just that absurd. Xiao Wang was confused. The whole office was confused. What the hell is going on? A 3-year veteran had never seen anyone take something from Dong Nanfeng. What's happening today? It was so strange it was unbelievable. He didn't believe Dong Nanfeng would just let Lin Yuan off and even give him coffee. This couldn't be that simple. Lin Yuan didn't expect his colleagues to be so curious. He sighed and looked at everyone helplessly. Since you're all so curious, I'll come clean and tell you the truth. Actually, 11i Ocean is my girlfriend. What? Not only do you dare to think it, you dare to say it too. Xiao Wang was the first to lose it. 11i Ocean is like a goddess. At work, she never gives any man a second glance. A newcomer daring to say 11i Ocean is his girlfriend. Even a 5-year veteran wouldn't dare. Don't let anyone else hear that. If it gets back to 11i Ocean, she might seal your mouth shut. I'm not joking. He was serious. Who was 11i Ocean? She was the ice queen. Such a cold person. If she found out Lin Yuan was joking about her behind her back, she might actually seal his mouth shut. After gossiping in the office for a while, it was suddenly 11:59. One more minute until lunch at the cafeteria. At quitting time, the family group chat once again abandoned Lin Yuan's sister. Lin Kiki posted a photo of her lunch. A beef clay pot and a chicken wing, with a cup of yogurt next to it. Lin Yuan sensed his sister's show off in the photo. He decisively replied, eating so much? Careful, you'll get fat, she said. Does my sister-in-law agree? Then she at Shen Yushi. Lin Yuan was speechless. Why does everything have to involve Shen Yushi? Before Shen Yushi could reply, his mom immediately chimed in. What are you and Xiao 11 having for lunch? Mom, we just got off work. We haven't even made it to the cafeteria yet. Oh, when you get there, see a photo of your lunch. She wanted to see if her precious daughter-in-law was eating well. If not, she would start cooking. Lin Yuan wanted to slap himself. Why didn't he say she was busy and not eating lunch? Now he was in trouble. He had to eat with Shen Yushi. Was she the type to eat in the cafeteria? Thinking this, Lin Yuan sent a message to Shen Yushi. 11i Ocean, how about I treat you to lunch? Shen Yushi was actually secretly lurking in the group chat, waiting for Lin Yuan to ask her. Seeing his message, a hint of smugness appeared on her delicate face. You, the beautiful female 11i. Lin Yuan knew it wouldn't be that simple. The she-devil was up to her tricks again. 11i Ocean, I'm begging you. Looking at Lin Yuan's message, Shen Yushi couldn't help but imagine Lin Yuan kneeling in front of her, admitting his mistake. Aren't you so capable? Come to my office and teach me properly. Meanwhile, Si Qingqing had already placed all the food on the coffee table in the office. Seeing Shen Yushi looking at her phone, she cautiously spoke. 11i Ocean, your food is ready. Shen Yushi replied without looking up. One more portion. Si Qingqing was stunned, thinking she had misheard. 11i Ocean, you've been so strange since last night. The person who usually eats half a portion today wants 2 portions. At that moment, Dong Nanfeng knocked and entered. Shen Yushi crossed her arms and looked at Dong Nanfeng in front of her. If you don't go to Dzi, don't make it difficult. Why would a designer come to me? The iceberg speaks. Dong Nanfeng felt the temperature drop 10 degrees. Cold and panicked. Scared. Sweat poured from his palms and forehead. 11i Ocean, I'm so my mother-in-law is seriously ill. I really had no choice. That's why I thought of swapping materials. I won't dare do it again. I swear. You finish it and then say you won't dare. Swapping materials without talking to the client. Going to the designer. Have you thought about it? What if the client even changes the design? His voice was like 1,000 swords, flying straight at Dong Nanfeng. Dong Nanfeng was so scared he could barely breathe. His legs were trembling uncontrollably. 11i Ocean, I'm so I won't dare do it again. I truly know I was wrong. Shen Yushi smiled lightly. Her pleasant, mature voice echoed in the office. I never accept apologies. If you make a mistake, you pay the price. If I forgive one Dong Nanfeng today, tomorrow there'll be 10 more. Dong Nanfeng gasped. His head was buzzing. It's over. She has elders and kids. Now her mother-in-law is in the hospital. Her child is about to start middle school. Everywhere needs money. She's the only breadwinner in the family. Losing her job means the whole family will starve. Shen Yushi was about to say more when her phone vibrated. Normally, Shen Yushi would have dealt with this troublemaker first. But now, with Lin Yuan's family group chat, she suddenly felt their messages were important too. She picked up her phone and saw Lin Yuan's message. Her slender fingers danced across the screen. From now on, don't call me 11i Ocean. Getting used to it wouldn't be good. Lin Yuan was stunned, then sighed in relief. Then I'll call you Xiao 11 like everyone else. Xiao 11, time to eat. Shen Yushi sat at her desk, her beautiful, almond-shaped eyes staring intently at her phone screen. After a moment, she bit her red lips, her expression slightly unnatural. Compared to 11i Ocean, Xiao 11 is formal. The latter is weird family stuff. The group is all elders, so naturally, they should call me that. But she's 4 years older than Lin Yuan. Shouldn't it be sister? Lin Yuan quickly realized. Then I'll call you Sister 11 from now on. Dong Nanfeng, still standing at the desk confessing, felt like a prisoner awaiting judgment. Life or death. At least say something. But 11i Ocean just wouldn't speak, and kept looking at her phone as if nothing happened. He stared at Shen Yushi, not daring to breathe. Shen Yushi looked at Lin Yuan's message. A faint smile appeared on her lips. That smile was like a lily blooming, pure and beautiful. Dong Nanfeng had never seen 11i Ocean smile so purely. It was beautiful. But right now, he was too worried about his own mess, almost scared out of his wits. Shin Yushi crossed her legs, leaned back in her chair, found a relaxed position, continued chatting with Lin Yuan, completely ignoring Dong Nanfeng, who didn't dare breathe. Sister 11, want to eat that thing? You treat, I'll pay. No need to come to my office to eat. Si Qingqing has already gone to buy your food. Big sister is so thoughtful. After replying to Shin Yushi, Lin Yuan decisively left the office, walked toward the elevator. Just as he reached Shin Yushi's office door, he heard a cold voice inside. Pack your things and leave. Dong Nanfeng really didn't want to leave this job. Both the benefits and work environment were decent. If he left here, he'd probably never find a job like this again. 11i Ocean leaned back in her chair, too lazy to deal with him anymore. Coldly threw out a sentence. Dong Nanfeng wanted to beg for mercy, but recalling Shin Yushi's cold, dangerous look, he didn't dare speak in the end, just sighed, and silently walked out. As soon as he came out, he saw Lin Yuan standing at the door. Lin Yuan watched his back, suddenly felt a bit sorry for him. But no, wrong is wrong. No excuse justifies his embezzlement. In Lin Yuan's eyes, losing someone like that isn't a pity. But anyway, Big sister is really decisive. This whole thing only happened 2 hours ago, and he's already fired. Lin Yuan took a deep breath. Looks like I'd better not mess with her. Jianling also arrived. The sharpness in Shin Yushi's eyes instantly faded, replaced by a beautiful, sparkling starlight. She pointed at the dishes and rice on the coffee table. It'll be here soon. Wait a moment. Lin Yuan nodded, then looked at the coffee table, and was completely stunned. Vegetable salad, cucumber salad, stir-fried greens, and sweet and sour lotus root. Plenty of dishes, but no meat at all. How can you eat this? Seeing Lin Yuan frozen, Shin Yushi asked, not to your taste? It wasn't just not to his taste. It was completely unappetizing. He just wanted to ask, big sister, when did you become a Buddhist? Does this meal met your millions in assets? Lunch is fine, but no need next time. Lin Yuan took a deep breath, sat down at the coffee table. Shin Yushi was stunned. Fine. Why no need next time? She was completely confused by Lin Yuan's remark. Just as she was puzzled, a knock came at the door. Si Qingqing returned with the food. She walked in, glanced instinctively at the coffee table. In an instant, her eyes widened like saucers. Shin Yushi didn't expect Si Qingqing's reaction. A bit amused, she raised an eyebrow, said softly, what's wrong, Si Qingqing? She always thought a woman like 11i Ocean would date at least a super tycoon. Only a tycoon could met 11i Ocean's cold soul. Never expected it to be this new intern. Lin Yuan's impression was always smiling and humble, and funny sometimes. That vibe doesn't fit a tycoon at all. Does 11i Ocean lie this type? This is too unbelievable. Shin Yushi saw her not moving. Her CU, mature voice added a hint of playfulness. What are you waiting for? Want me to invite you to eat? This Si Qingqing is always so loud. Not at all like an assistant. Hearing this, Si Qingqing quickly waved her hand. 11i Ocean, you eat, I'll go out now. Then hurriedly ran out. She didn't want to eat with 11i Ocean. 11i Ocean is on a diet lately, eating like a rabbit. She's a professional foodie, not a rabbit. When she got the food, she saw the cafeteria had pork knuckles today. Si Qingqing left. The huge office was left with only Lin Yuan and Shin Yushi. Shin Yushi sat on the sofa next to Lin Yuan, crossed her beautiful legs, picked up the chopsticks Si Qingqing had set out. With her fair, slender fingers moving, gently picked up a small piece of tomato and put it in her mouth. Then her red lips moved. Watching a beauty eat, Lin Yuan swallowed, not out of hunger. He really didn't know how to start. How the hell do you eat this? Lin Yuan was curious. Sister 11, do you usually eat like this? Haven't had time to exercise lately. To stay in shape, I have to eat light, Shin Yushi said, then picked up another small tomato. Lin Yuan was shocked. Wow, you're this thin and still dieting? Lin Yuan was amazed. Shin Yushi's figure was really great. Over 1.7 meters tall, with perfect, slender shoulders. No extra fat on her arms. Her F4 waist was barely a handful. Her long legs were slender and straight, and her skin was especially smooth and fair. Like it could drip water. And she wants to lose weight? Shin Yushi was amused by his overly surprised expression. Successfully made her laugh. Her mature voice carried a hint of pleasure. Praising me won't get you a raise. Honestly, this cute guy knows how to compliment. Seems I have a high image in his mind. Health is the foundation. Figure is just a bonus. Then she looked at the sea of green on the table. Today, I'll add chicken legs. She doesn't eat, but I still need to. Lin Yuan decisively stood up, ran out of the 11iOS office. He was going to buy chicken legs, lunch without meat. That's just wrong. Watching Lin Yuan's back, Shin Yushi's bright eyes showed a hint of helplessness. We're eating. Where's he going? Out of the 11iOS office, Lin Yuan headed to the first floor cafeteria, got 2 chicken legs, and found there were also pork knuckles. Couldn't resist getting a serving of pork knuckles too. Chicken legs and pork knuckles, perfect. Remembering Shin Yushi was on a diet, he also grabbed a yogurt. Then, carrying his food, ran quickly back to the 11iOS office. Lin Yuan left. Shin Yushi didn't touch her chopsticks anymore. Instead, she went back to her desk, started looking at documents. Barely 2 pages in, she heard Lin Yuan's voice. Sister 11, come eat this. The chicken legs in our cafeteria are really good. Because it was winter and cold, Lin Yuan walked fast, afraid the meat would get cold. He just came in, looking a bit out of breath, his crew cut, and his full forehead were covered in fine sweat. He was holding 2 disposable lunchboxes, smiling at her. This clean, big boy, when he looked at her, his eyes and brows were all smiles. Shin Yushi was stunned, so he rushed off. Just to buy her chicken legs? This cute guy seems pretty caring. Buying food is fine, why rush? Still expressionless, But her fair hand pulled a tissue from the box, handed it over. Along with the tissue came Shin Yushi's unique scent. Studies show that smelling a scent you lie makes you unconsciously relax and feel happy. Lin Yuan thought that study was right. This was the second time he smelled Shin Yushi's scent. It wasn't perfume. It was a faint floral scent, a mix of lily and jasmine. Subtle. Lin Yuan loved this scent. He casually took the tissue. When their fingertips touched, he could clearly feel her softness. They sat back on the sofa. Lin Yuan picked up chopsticks and grabbed a chicken leg, put it in Shin Yushi's bowl. Beautiful bot. This chicken leg is a cafeteria must-have. Because he ran fast, the chicken leg was still steaming. Lin Yuan was very satisfied with that. Then put the other one in his own bowl. After arranging the chicken legs, Lin Yuan placed the yogurt in front of Shin Yushi. Yogurt is best for dieting, helps digestion. Looking at the yogurt in front of her and the chicken leg in her bowl, a strange feeling began to spread in her heart. His care was genuine. Not flattery or deliberate pleasing. The elders in his family group. Natural, sincere, and casual. Very comfortable. She didn't expect this carefree boy to be so thoughtful. To make sure she got hot chicken legs, he ran until he was sweating, knowing she was on a diet. He even brought yogurt back. Looking at him, Shin Yushi felt a warmth inside. A beautiful age, perfect skin, handsome, and capable. Logically, someone like him should be popular. But why doesn't he have a girlfriend? Shin Yushi's eyes moved. She looked at Lin Yuan curiously. Why don't you date? Lin Yuan swallowed his food. That's a good question. Why don't you date? Shin Yushi didn't expect Lin Yuan to ask her first. She said calmly. Dating means marriage. Marriage is like gambling. But facts show it's mostly a loss. I don't like gambling, Lin Yuan said without thinking. I'm not as deep as you. It's just that no one wants to date me. Then he picked up another piece of pork knuckle and ate it. Just graduated, focused entirely on the international competition. He only wished he had more time. Who has time for a partner? That answer was too real and straightforward. So straightforward that Shin Yushi couldn't help and burst out laughing. Watching his brows relax, her charming eyes sparkled with joy. Her red lips curved into a smile. Lin Yuan felt the whole office temperature rise. She was really laughing happily. But can you tell me? What's so funny about that? You're laughing so sincerely. It's making me really embarrassed. Seeing Lin Yuan's pitiful look, Shin Yushi suppressed her smile. I just didn't expect the reason to be so simple. Such a great guy, and no one likes him? Just graduated not long ago. Prime of life. Why is my mom in such a rush? If I don't get married, it's I've let down 8 generations of ancestors. Mentioning his mom, Shin Yushi frowned. Oh right, we haven't taken the photo yet. She quickly picked up her phone. How could I forget something so important? She quickly entered the family group, decisively took a photo and posted it. Suitsuefan had been waiting for Shin Yushi's message for over half an hour. When she heard her phone, she didn't even wash the dishes. Decisively took off her gloves and grabbed her phone. Sure enough, her daughter-in-law spoke. She excitedly opened the photo. But the more she looked, the more something felt off. The two meals were too far apart. Normally, they should be in the honeymoon phase. They'd want to see a meal. But this photo had one in the top left and one in the top right. That meant they were sitting far apart. Lin Yuan saw Shin Yushi had posted the photo. He also put down his chopsticks, picked up his phone, waiting for his mom's reply. Usually, when Shin Yushi spoke, within 3 seconds, his mom would definitely reply. But today, half a minute passed with no response. Intuition told him something was wrong. He quickly opened the photo Shin Yushi had posted, and sure enough, he spotted the issue. His mom might be carefree usually, but when it came to his marriage, she was as sharp as a needle. This photo has a problem. Lin Yuan briefly explained to Shin Yushi, even analyzing most of his mom's current mood. After Lin Yuan's explanation, Shin Yushi also felt something was off. So what do we do now? Unless we send a close-up photo of us together. But he couldn't bring himself to ask. Shin Yushi looked at Lin Yuan. He was holding his phone, trying to think of a solution. How about we send a hand-holding photo? That should solve the problem. Let's take a hand-holding photo. He sat down next to Lin Yuan without hesitation. A pleasant scent wafted over. Shin Yushi's mature voice sounded. Give me your hand. Lin Yuan was stunned. Blinked instinctively. Although he had thought about holding 11i Ocean's hand, now that it was real, he was still a bit nervous. He blinked, obediently extended his hand. The next second, Shin Yushi's CU arm linked with his. Her fair, slender hand moved up his forearm, finally resting on his palm. Then, their fingers gently intertwined. Big sister's palm was CU. The skin on the back of her hand was soft and tender. Holding a hand like that, Lin Yuan's heartbeat unconsciously quickened. Except for holding his sister's hand as a child, he had never held another woman's hand. Despite Shin Yushi being so proactive, she was actually nervous inside. Even her voice carried a hint of tension. This was the first time she had held a guy's hand, especially when she squeezed slightly. That solid sense of security, mixed with a secret excitement. Lin Yuan picked up his phone and decisively pressed the shutter. The whole process was smooth. In the photo, the guy's hand completely wrapped around the girl's fair, slender hand, looking very protective, with lunch as the background, adding a touch of warmth. Lin Yuan was very satisfied with this photo. He handed his phone to Shin Yushi. My photography skills are pretty good, right? Shin Yushi blushed. Pretending to be calm, she looked at Lin Yuan. Can you let go first before talking? Are you addicted to holding hands? Why haven't you let go? He was startled, instinctively looked down at his hand. Oh, I haven't let go yet. No, sis, let me explain. My phone vibrated, so I quickly let go. See, I know my mom. Suitsuefan had indeed replied. Don't just eat by yourself, kid. Take care of Xiao 11. Seeing Suitsuefan's message, both of them felt relieved, maybe because of the hand-holding. The air felt a bit awkward. Neither of them said anything more. Both picked up their chopsticks and started eating. Just as they were almost done, Shin Yushi's phone rang. The caller ID showed Mom. The moment she answered, he clearly saw a flash of helplessness in her beautiful eyes. He didn't say anything and continued eating. Your dad said, if you plan to lie this forever. Just tell us the truth. I'll adopt 2 kids for you, so you'll have someone to take care of you when you're old. That way, the Shin family's legacy will have an heir. Even if you never marry, we'll make sure you have a son and a daughter. The voice on the phone was a middle-aged woman with a good attitude and a gentle tone. But the words were harsh. He couldn't help but sigh. Big sister's mom is even tougher than mine. No boyfriend, and she's adopting kids? That's terrifying. Shin Yushi seemed used to this kind of marriage pressure. She showed no emotion and just said calmly, if you want to adopt, I don't mind. I'll explain it to my boyfriend later. That's my dad's illegitimate child. People will talk. That's why he asked me to help raise it. Anyway, the Shin family is rich. Having an illegitimate child isn't surprising. Her tone was as casual as talking about the weather. He almost choked on his food. The person on the phone didn't seem surprised by her tone. This kind of argument wasn't new, but she was quite surprised. You have a boyfriend? Shin Yushi glanced at Lin Yuan. Expressionless, she said, Det. The person on the phone was skeptical. You're not just putting on a show for us again. Using a fake Otsu to chat with us? I'm telling you, you can't hide the truth. The old fox is always smarter. If it's real, come home and we'll see. I'm busy with work, gotta go, Shin Yushi said and hung up decisively. From that one call, he could tell this aunt was not easy to deal with. He tentatively asked, Sister 11, was that your aunt? Shin Yushi nodded, clearly still upset from the call. You heard it all, so why ask? She stood up, got a glass of water, and walked to the window. That's why I asked you to bring clothes. And not just clothes. We need to fake living together. He swallowed. So if she really comes, we'll have to lie together? Shin Yushi crossed her arms. Her eyes were full of certainty. Det. Ever since she said they'd lie together in the family group, she regretted it and had a headache. Didn't expect Big Sister to do the same. In his mind, he couldn't help imagining living with Big Sister. Big Sister in a silk nightgown, giving him a massage. With that mature voice. Realizing his mind was wandering, he snapped back. Si Ching had just returned from lunch. She originally wanted to check if 11i Ocean had finished eating, so she could clean up the dishes. But just as she reached the door, she heard 11i Ocean's voice. I'll send you the address. Make sure to come tonight. See you after work. No excuses. Si Ching's face turned red at a visible speed. Oh my god, this is moving way too fast. After just one day, it's see you after work at night. If another 2 days pass, 11i Ocean might as well go on maternity leave. Still in a daze. I saw me walk out of the office. Si Ching, face red, squeezed out an awkward expression. Hello, designer Lin. Now he's 11i Ocean's boyfriend. What if he later complains about my bad attitude? 11i Ocean might replace me. I'd have no one to cry to. I looked at him. I was a bit amused and exasperated. But explaining seemed pointless. The more you explain, the worse it gets. Back at the design department, it was empty, hardly anyone there. I sat down, logged into the International Design website. After logging in, I clicked on the registration form tab. It showed, congratulations, you have successfully registered. The competition starts on December 18th. Looks live registration was successful. The 18th is 2 weeks away. I exited the interface. Suddenly noticed I had over 90 message notifications today. Clicked to open it. Turns out someone was challenging me under a design I posted a while ago, provoking me. The challenger's name was Liao Yuan Muge, a designer with quite a few followers. Kind of a small internet celebrity. Liao Yuan Muge. To be blunt, this work is complete garbage in my eyes. No characteristics at all. It completely fails to highlight a minimalist style. Such a design is simply vulgar. Followed by a minimalist design of the same theme. Then countless comments. Xiao Qingyi, I still think Yuanshin's design is better. It fits market demand more. Drawing is harder than reaching the sky. I feel Muge's design is truly a master's work. Comparing Yuanshin's design to this, it seems featureless. Don't speak. Is this Muge trying to ride on Yuanshin's fame? What kind of nonsense is this? Don't you see how many followers brother Mu has? As for riding on fame, my Mu family army disagrees. As for the designer Liao Yuan Muge, I actually knew of him. He had a decent fan base, over 70,000. Don't underestimate those tens of thousands. On this site, tens of thousands of followers is quite a lot. Actually, this design was just a quick sketch I did, mainly to meet most clients' minimalist requirements. Nowadays, most people choose minimalist styles for their homes. My design mainly focuses on enhancing space. While being minimalist, it can also fry up a few square meters. For a place like this, where every inch is precious, such a design is perfect. Many in the comments thought my design was good, but there were also many who thought Liao Yuan Muge's design truly took minimalism to the extreme. I wasn't very interested in the comments. It's just a matter of different styles. But I had a big problem with Liao Yuan Muge's design. The title clearly said minimalist, but his design was retro, which has nothing to do with minimalism, especially this kitchen. The door uses a semicircular brick arch. The walls are textured cement. The floor is also cement. It feels like you could light a fire and roast a wild chicken on the ground. I couldn't help but comment, bro, let's not even talk about going off topic. Have you considered how the people living there would feel? Are they supposed to regress and lie like cavemen? I really can't agree with this. This design is supposed to be a stroke of genius, more like a stroke of nonsense. Design isn't just about beauty. It's more about considering the convenience of the residents. With this arched door, you'd have to bend over every time you go in and out. Are you sure it's not cramped? Complaints aside, I decided to draw another design myself to make up for the shortcomings of the previous one. I closed the webpage and picked up the pencil on the table, ready to sketch something. By then, the people who went to eat had returned. 1:30, quiet chatting. Some were scrolling on their phones, doing various things. Xiaoxiu turned around and saw me. Lin Yuan was hunched over the table with a pencil, looking serious, which piqued his curiosity. Xiao Linzi, what are you doing? Technology is advanced now. There are plenty of drawing SOP K. Drawings made with SOP K are much more convenient than hand-drawn. Perfectly straight lines. Most designers just draw directly on the computer. I still prefer to sketch on paper first. AP lot it only when I'm satisfied. But Lin Yuan still likes hand drawing. Lie making a draft. Finish the draft, then write the answer on the tet paper. Just scratching an itch, drawing casually, I said. My hand didn't stop. Hearing that I was actually drawing by hand, Xiaoxiu was shocked. Wow, you're drawing by hand? You know, with SOP K, it takes 3 minutes. By hand, it takes an hour. And you have to make corrections. The drawing won't even look as good as on the computer. Hearing that I was still drawing by hand, not just Xiaoxiu, several colleagues who came in were shocked. No way, Yuan Ge. You're drawing by hand? Xiao Wang adjusted his glasses. He said as he walked over to me, mainly to see my drawing. After all, I was the only one who, with just one design, outshone a senior designer's work since joining the company. He genuinely wanted to see more of my designs, to learn and draw inspiration. Seeing Xiao Wang approach, I smiled. What, trying to steal my skills? I said, generously showing him the drawing. It was just a rough draft. Besides the layout of the house, he couldn't really see anything. He frowned. I can't really tell what this is. Well, no kidding. I haven't even started designing yet. How could you tell? Can't you see it's minimalist? I joked. Xiao Wang shook his head. Seriously, no. Hearing this, Xiaoxiu also got curious and came over, wanting to see the minimalist side Xiao Wang couldn't spot. He took one look and rolled his eyes at me. Alright, you're just messing with Xiao Wang. This is just a layout. How can you tell the style? I smiled. By the way, Xiaoge, do you usually browse Kunnan? Kunnan is short for the international website. The English name translates to Kunnan. Xiaoxiu is a seasoned designer. How could he not browse Kunnan? He chuckled. What, want me to follow you? Trick me into being your fan? I joked. That's not a bad idea. How about you be my fan? It was just a joke, really. Even the big designers on Kunnan only have a few 100,000 followers. But my Oatsao has only been registered for a little over a month, and I already have over 70,000 followers. Clearly, quite a few designers approve of my work. Mentioning Kunnan, Xiao Lin, who was scrolling on his phone, also got excited. He looked at everyone with enthusiasm. Oh, speaking of Kunnan, last night, 2 big shots got into a fight. Lu Manman kicked Xuan and Liao Yuan. Muge went at it. To be precise, Muge went after Yuan Shen. Don't mind me being casual usually, but when it comes to Dizai, I immediately get serious. Looking at Xiao Lin, I felt like his eyes were shining. What do you think of Brother Mu's Dizai? That Dizai was absolutely amazing. Xiao Lin pursed his lips, as if seeing Muge's masterpiece again. I was stunned. The spark that had just lit up in my eyes instantly died out. But I replied, looks like the gods are about to fight. Shin Kurson, sitting at the back, also joined the chat. He had been browsing the site too. He didn't expect to see Yuan Shen's reply to Brother Mu. He got excited instantly. You know, Liao Yuan Muge is one of Qingqing Company's star designers. He charges 1,000 yuan per square meter for Dizai. Out of 10 clients, 9 specifically ask for Wu Mu. He's been put on a pedestal by the business department. Too bad this designer has a bad temper and likes to curse, so he usually has no friends. The only one he can talk to is probably Donghua Muge, another big designer. He's really impressive. Muge is a role model. I wish I could be Lai Brother Mu someday. Everyone chimed in one after another, starting to express their admiration for Liao Yuan Muge. It wasn't genuine praise. It's just that he's a big designer. Plus, his designs are so popular with clients, there must be a reason. If I said I didn't lie it, wouldn't that prove I don't understand Dizai? That would be a joke. To avoid looking ignorant, even if I didn't lie it, I had to say I did. Lie the teacher's answer. How could it be wrong? Clearly, Wu Mu was seen as a teacher-level figure in everyone's mind. Looking at all the approving faces, I widened my eyes in surprise. Dear senior colleagues, so you all lie Liao Yuan Muge's kind of Dizai? Lin Ge, I actually think Yuan Shen's Dizai is better. Xiao Wang looked at me seriously. As they were talking, Wu Mu and Nanhuan walked in from outside. The senior designer's offices were independent and nigh, but to get back, they had to pass through this public area. Seeing Liao Yuan Muge himself return, Xiaoxiu quickly said loudly, Xiao Wang, when did you get off? Muge is the AI do of most people in our company. Xiaoxiu was a smooth operator. He handled things diplomatically, not offending anyone. He said that on purpose for Wu Mu to hear, just to gain some favor. But I didn't expect. I shrugged. With a disdainful look, I said, old Xiao's taste has strayed from most designers. Is that minimalism? It's more Lai returning to basics. There was a hint of sarcasm in my words. Wu Mu had never heard anyone in the company criticize his Dizai like that, especially a new intern. He couldn't help but glare at me coldly. What do you think is wrong with that Dizai? Everyone could hear the disdain in Wu Mu's tone. Xiaoxiu panicked. Xiao Lin panicked. Everyone panicked. Xiaoxiu really didn't expect me to suddenly say that. If he had known, he would never have said that sentence. He was just trying to gain favor, making it awkward like this was really embarrassing, as if he had deliberately started a conflict. Wu Mu was actually a very skilled designer. He also came from a good family. His dad was friends with Xin Yushi's dad. He came right after graduation. Qingqing. It was obvious to anyone that he was interested in 11i Ocean, and I heard 11i Ocean had a big fight with her family over it. Later, for some reason, she gave in. The next day, Wu Mu smoothly started working here, but besides work, they barely exchanged a word. Although it wasn't clear that 11i Ocean had any interest in him, everyone knew Wu Mu wasn't an easy person. If even 11i Ocean couldn't handle him, who would dare to mess with him? Xiao Lin also tried to change the subject. Designer Wu, I happen to have a Dizai I'd like you to take a look at. Should I get it for you now? Wu Mu never paid attention to the junior designers in this public area. Not only did he ignore Xiaolin, he didn't even glance at him. His sword-like eyebrows twitched. His phoenix eyes stared straight at me. What do you have to say? Lin Yuan shrugged. Have you seen that Dizai? Wu Mu's tone was flat. I've seen it. A medical side Dizai. I suddenly perked up, serious and stern. I looked at Wu Mu solemnly. The kitchen Dizai uses an arched doorway, completely ignoring the user experience. That's one thing. Second, for small apartments, the ideal bathroom layout is wet-dry separation. But to save space, he didn't separate them. Not only that, he added a wooden bathtub. That does look nice. It visually enhances the space, but it leads to a problem. Large areas of long-term dampness, breeding bacteria, and also damaging wooden items easily. Wu Mu frowned. His expression turned sour. He remembered this guy, named Lin Yuan. He had only designed one community layout. Xin Yushi praised him a couple of times. And now he looked down on his Dizai? What a strange bird in a big forest, daring to question his work. Ridiculous. Dizai isn't for beauty? What bacteria issues? What material issues? It's all in Lin Yuan's messed up head. I really can't agree with Liao Yuan Muge's Dizai. I felt I could point out another 3 or 5 issues. I had too much to say. My mouth went off like an extended Gatling gun, giving Xiaoxiu a cold sweat. This guy is really bold. Didn't he see Wu Mu's murderous glare? And he's still talking. Seeing I was about to say more, Xiaoxiu was sweating with anxiety. I said, Xiaolinzi, I remember you have another Dizai to finish. Hurry up. Xiaolin also chimed in. Exactly. Muge is a master. He thinks much more than we do. I saw that Dizai. It's really good. A role model. You should focus on your own drawing. Getting promoted to full-time is the real priority. If you keep talking, it'll be the death of us. Wu Mu glared at me coldly. Are you a fan of Lu Manman Kixuan? Your mouth is so sharp. You sound just like him. Nan Wan was just talking about that Lu Manman, saying his Dizai is for monkeys to lie in. I'm a well-known designer after all. Talking lie that is too much. That's not really it. His work does have some minor issues. Many parts feel like he didn't put much effort in. I prefer to be honest. When I first posted that Dizai, it was just a quick sketch, not revised. I didn't study it further. Looking back at it now, it does have some small problems, but compared to Liao Yuan Muge's, those aren't even issues. I'm that confident in my own work. Wu Mu initially thought he was a fan of Lu Manman Kixuan. That would explain his strong opinion. He could somewhat understand that. Hearing this answer, he couldn't help but sneer. Just an intern criticizing 2 big designers. How arrogant. He made a disdainful face and headed to his office. I stood there, confused, feeling like this designer Wu was off somehow. I turned back to look at the anxious Xiaoxiu and Xiaolin. Couldn't help but ask, what's wrong with you two? Isn't it just discussing Dizai with a senior designer? Look how scared you are. Xiaolin wiped the sweat off his neck. You're really something, bro. Do you know who Wu Mu is? I was stunned. It's just a Dizai discussion. What does who he is have to do with it? Colleagues normally discussing someone else's work, sharing opinions, that's fine, isn't it? Xiaoxiu sighed, his face full of helplessness. Like an emoji forced to smile for work. Wu Mu is Liao Yuan Muge. Who? Because of the difference? My pupils widened slightly. I immediately looked at Wu Mu's retreating back. Damn, I'm really stunned. Now I understand why the whole office was hyping up Liao Yuan Muge. So Muge is in the company. What kind of colleagues are these? Why didn't they say so earlier? This is just setting me up. I complained. I didn't expect you to be so quick with your mouth. Xiaoxiu was also frustrated. Complaints aside, to be honest, his Dizai really is ugly. Even if I had known he was Muge, I would have just been more tactful. Praising him? No way. Over in her office, Xin Yushi sat at her huge desk. Warm sunlight streamed through the massive floor-to-ceiling windows. She rested her chin on her hand. Her eyes were fixed on the computer screen across from her. Xin Yushi also studied Dizai. Plus, she chose this career out of genuine interest, so she often browsed designs on Kunnan. She would applaud designs she liked and marvel at them. As for the garbage works, she would quickly scroll past, not wanting to look at them for a second. She had just opened the site and saw Lu Manman Kixuan's work being attacked by Liao Yuan Muge. Fans from both sides were cursing each other. On Kunnan, a pot with hundreds of thousands of views is truly terrifying. The moment Xin Yushi saw it, she felt terrible. A layer of indescribable disgust and helplessness floated in her eyes. Her intuition told her that damn Wu Mu was causing trouble again. Wu Mu always wore a self-righteous face. The main reason Xin Yushi was indifferent to him was his personality. Too obsessed with style and self-important. Talking to him for a second would make her extremely uncomfortable. If it weren't for her father's promise that keeping Wu Mu on would mean investing 30 million in her company, she would never keep someone like him around. The most annoying thing about him was he always liked to secretly check her Oatsao browsing history. Whenever she liked a pot, he would go to that person's Oatsao and bark like a mad dog, making people hate him to the core. And my Dizai was one she had liked a couple of days ago. To be honest, Xin Yushi really admired this designer named Lu Manman Kixuan. From the moment she saw his first Dizai, she felt he was a rare genius. She even pretended to be the company's HR and sent him 2 job offers privately. But he never replied. She just thought big designers were proud. Only listed companies were worthy of their attention. It was normal for them to look down on Xinxing. When this happened before, those designers would just ignore Wu Mu. They chose to ignore him, so it always blew over. But this time was different. This Lu Manman Kixuan fought back directly. Xin Yushi felt inexplicably pleased. He really is a designer, I lie. Not only is his work good, but he's also bold. To describe it in 4 words, kindred spirit. This kind of mad dog needs to be taught a lesson. She decisively commented, I have to say, Brother Mu's magical kitchen Dizai is a fatal blow. After saying that, she felt it wasn't enough. She directly sent a private message to Lu Manman Kixuan. This kind of mad dog needs to be dealt with properly. Don't hold back. My advice, even if you have to take out a loan, go after him. Xin Yushi had already decided. Since Lu Manman already disliked Wumu, and his fans were also backing him up, maybe she should hire some bots to stir the pot, give Wumu a real taste of his own medicine, make him understand that besides his parents and her father, no one in this world will indulge him. Whoever she likes is a designer. He goes and attacks that designer. Does he really think he's some kind of god? He's ungrateful and keeps pushing. Actually, she had been thinking about this for a while. The last few times her favorite designers were attacked, she thought of this plan, but those designers, for some reason, chose to ignore it. That made Shinyushi really angry, but this time was different. This time, Lu Manman kicks you and fought back decisively, so she felt there was hope. Her mood even brightened. I was gloomily scrolling through the posts, and then I saw this private message. Lumi, this time I needs to yell properly. Don't hold back. My eyes, even if you have to go after him. My eyebrows twitched. This person seems to be the HR who has been trying to recruit me to Chinching, but I thought he was a scammer, so I didn't reply. I just brushed it off as a sincere job offer. I didn't expect him to message me again today, and Lin Yuan could smell a strong murderous intent through the screen. There was some deep-seated hatred. Normally, I might just look at it and not reply. But since I was already frustrated, suddenly seeing this message, I laughed out loud. It's my own matter. But why does he seem angrier than me? Suggesting I take out a loan to deal with it. He must really hate him. You can't say that without full hatred. I quickly asked, bro, do you have a grudge against him? Shinyushi replied decisively, debt. Seeing the message, I was stunned. I didn't expect him to be so direct. Not pretending at all. Lu Manman kicks you in. What do you mean by that? Gloomy, he's one of my suitors. He's been moping around. He's one of my suitors. Every time I lie a picture, he goes and trashes it. You're not the first. It makes me afraid to lie anything now. I feel I'm the one hurting those designers. Being depressed because I caused my favorite works to get trashed is really both infuriating and frustrating. I've been moping around over this every day. To win sympathy, Shinyushi deliberately made herself sound pitiful. She's not depressed because of Wumu. It's more about her life situation. Saying this just wants me to strike hard and teach Wumu a good lesson. That's his problem. Actually, Shinyushi has warned Wumu many times, but the more she warns him, the more he trashes. Just to prove he's better than others. That he's the genius designer. He's a stone in a latrine. Stinky and hard. This time, finally using someone else to fix his problem. He won't give up. It's one thing for him to bully me, but trashing other designers for no reason, that's just unreasonable. Looking at the message from the depressed one, I suddenly felt so wronged. If he genuinely disagreed with me, I could accept that. But trashing me just because of a lie, isn't that just nonsense? And posting a crappy picture to annoy people, using me as a target? Someone worked hard on that piece. Trashing it recklessly for some shady purpose. Where's the respect? Lin Yuan. Thank you for telling me the truth, miss. I closed the message, glanced toward Wu Mu's office. You never know someone's true face. So our star designer is a creep who bullies girls. Just wait till I draw a picture. I'll teach you a lesson. All my ideas come from before the time travel, plus my own natural design talent. That's probably my confidence, and the source of his rampage. Seeing Lin Yuan's reply, Shinyushi smiled a bright, meaningful smile. With Lin Yuan stepping up, she knew there'd be a good show. Plus her earlier words, not a sure thing, but practically a done deal. Thinking this, Shinyushi picked up the phone, called Si Qingqing outside. The instruction was simple, come in within 2 seconds. Si Qingqing opened the 11 iOS office door and walked in, stood before the desk, nodding slightly. 11 IO Shin, you want me to hire some online trolls? Under a Pot by Lin Yuan on Kunin. And trash Muji hard. Shinyushi looked at Si Qingqing's beautiful eyes, her smile bright, clearly in a good mood. Instinct told Si Qingqing that 11i Ocean had finally found her chance. She asked instinctively, 11i Ocean, are you going to deal with the designer? Others don't know the purpose, but as the assistant, Si Qingqing knew it all. Typical self-unaware and arrogant. Not only did 11i Ocean hate him, but she also disliked him, only because of his father's connection with 11i Ocean's father. Did 11i Ocean barely keep him on? He thinks he's hot stuff. Shinyushi nodded, her tone fierce. The trolls must be 5 times his fen count. Make him learn his lesson once and for all. This time, she'd solve it permanently. She was never a little bunny. If pushed too far, no one would have it easy. I spent the whole afternoon drawing, until everyone started leaving one by one. Then I realized it was time to clock out. Stood up and stretched. My phone suddenly vibrated. Opened it. It was an address from Shinyushi, and a transfer of 10,000 yuan. I squinted, a bit confused. Why give me money all of a sudden? Just as I was wondering, I got a cold message from Shinyushi. The money's from your mom as a gift for her daughter-in-law. Here's the address. Hurry up. I knew it was too good to be true, but I really didn't expect Mom to give a 10,000 yuan red envelope. Looks like she really likes Shinyushi. If she found out I was lying to her, she'd be really hurt. I didn't dare think further. I pursed my lips and left the company. Got on my little scooter, heading toward home. Arrived just after 6. Winter gets dark early. I still had to get the clothes to Shinyushi early. Just figuring out which ones to bring. I was shocked by the sight at home when I opened the door. In the 20 square meter living room, there were 2 huge bags, wrapped in black plastic, looking like a pile of unwanted trash. My parents were sitting on the couch watching TV. Some drama about chickens flying to the sky. A noisy family show. Completely absorbed. They didn't say a word when I came in. I looked at Mom in surprise. Why is trash in the middle of the living room? Then I went to throw the 2 bags out. Sutsuefan seemed confused by his question. Turned and glared at him. What trash? Those are your clothes. Aren't you moving in with Xiao 11? So I helped pack your stuff. And I'm wrong? Mom, that was indeed what I said. Just didn't expect the consequences so soon. It's only been 2 days. When did I have time to find a place? Seeing the edge of my pajama sticking out of the black bag, I silently let go. You packed this way too sloppily. At least someone packed for you. When you move in, be careful. Be diligent with chores. Girls need to be spoiled. Girls need to be spoiled? What kind of thinking is that? Can't boys be spoiled too? I muttered, yeah, you're right. Then pulled out my phone from my pocket. Sent Housie a WeChat message. Looks like my only option is to crash at Housie's for a bit. Housie is a typical Northwesterner. Chose to stay in the city after graduation. Now he streams games. Makes about $7,000 or $8,000 a month. Edited the message and hit send. Bro, I'm in trouble. Can I crash at your place for a couple days? Within 3 seconds, I got Housie's reply. No problem. I'm streaming tonight. Don't bother me. He's under the mat. Let yourself in. That's what good brothers are for. Whether you're doing well or not. When you need help, they always say det. Put the phone back in my pocket. Glanced at the dining table. It was empty. No food at all. Mom, didn't you cook? What's for dinner? Go eat with Xiao 11. You're living together now. You should eat and drink together. If you eat alone now, what will she do? Sutsuifan, being a woman, understood women. That was spot on. When she first married Lin Yuan's dad, he always ate alone, driving her crazy. Now she didn't want her daughter-in-law to suffer that. You have to eat together, I sighed. Every other word is about Shinyushi. She's finding me a wife, or rather, a grandmother for herself. If she likes her so much, let her swap with me. She can be your daughter. I'll be the 11io, I shrugged. Helplessly picked up the luggage on the floor. Then I'm off. Not leaving to stay for New Year's? Mom was impatient. From her face, I saw a hint of relief about to be fry. Left the house. Put the 2 black plastic bags of luggage on the scooter. Then opened the navigation. Entered the address Shinyushi gave. Good thing the clothes are all here. She's been bugging me for clothes all day. Now all the clothes are here. Let her pick as much as she wants. As the map showed up, Lin Yuan couldn't help being surprised. That place is impressive. Even money can't guarantee you can lie there, let alone buy. Most people can't even rent. Most residents are celebrities. And even they rent their places. It's not for Zio. Living there, everyone is someone special. Didn't expect Big Sister to lie there. The trip took over 30 minutes. My luggage fell off once on the way, and the plastic bag tore. Seeing the Minsheng sign at the gate, I sighed, finally here. Just about to go in, I hadn't taken 2 steps when 2 security guards stopped me. They were polite enough. First, they gave a proper salute. I was thinking how high-end neighborhoods are different. When the shorter guard said, "So our neighborhood doesn't have junk. Go somewhere else." I was speechless. Hey, bro, what makes you think I'm a junk collector? These are all clothes, not junk, I argued. The guard glanced at his bag. Continued, so we don't take old clothes here. Everyone living here is rich or powerful. Their faces, the guards basically remember them all. Plus this little scooter, and those 2 bags of old clothes. The guard's first thought was that I was a junk collector. He probably thought their neighborhood's clothes were expensive and could sell for a good price. So I came here. Bro, go collect clothes somewhere else. The guard patted Lin Yuan's shoulder. From his eyes, I could see pity for me. This guy's so handsome. Why is he doing this job? Even just streaming. Being an influencer would be better. Probably something wrong with his head. I was totally confused. What's with this serious misunderstanding? Just about to explain. A brand new black Phantom interrupted their talk. This car was a first in the neighborhood. The 2 guards hadn't seen this car before. They exchanged a glance, still chose to let it in first. After all, everyone in this neighborhood was tough. The window rolled down from inside. Shinyushi's stunning face appeared in the car. She looked expressionlessly at him. Get in. I'll take you home. Then she said to the 2 guards, "He's my husband."